Hey guys, what is going on? Hayden here. I am back. I've got a new camera. It's got some mics in it, so hopefully you guys can hear me better. Hopefully you can see me better. I think this camera's a lot better. But here we are today to talk about the NX. There has been a lot of shit going around on the internet about the NX rumors and whatnot, and I haven't been able to talk about it because of the whole laptop situation. But now that I'm all hooked up with a new laptop, new camera, all that stuff, I am ready to talk about this stuff. I'm super excited to get into it. So let's get started. So to start off with, there's been a lot of rumors about the NX going around, mostly coming from Emily Rogers, who, if you don't know, if you live under a rock, Emily Rogers is somehow this person that keeps getting information from Nintendo from multiple sources, basically saying about software coming to the NX, Wii U titles, all that stuff. So lot of rumors coming from her. Again, none of this is confirmed real, but she has been very reliable in the past, confirming both Paper Mario for the Wii U well before it came out, and that Zelda was going to be cross-released on Wii U and NX, although that one's kind of obvious. But some of the big rumors she's been talking about is that Super Smash Bros. For Wii U, The Legend of Zelda, like I just said, Splatoon, and Mario Maker are she's all heard that these four games, she's heard that all four of them are getting ported to the NX. Now, let's talk about that for a sec because she has stated that Smash Brothers and Zelda are guaranteed coming to the NX, which I think make a lot of sense. You know, Smash Brothers has been huge for the Wii U with the DLC. It was a big system seller, but there's also some things that the Smash Wii U couldn't do because of the 3DS version. If this Smash Brothers game is kind of a port of the Wii U version with some extra content in there, that can kind of leave room for other things to come in, like the Ice Climbers. They couldn't get in because of the 3DS limitations. There's some more characters that people want in the game, but I also think that porting this Smash Brothers rather than making a new one is smart because of the fact that like you've got a bunch of third-party characters in there like Cloud, like Bayonetta, like these would be characters that would be there's probably a lot of legal stuff that Sakurai had to go through to get these characters, and if he just ports the same game, it's probably going to be a lot easier on the legal side to keep those characters. Plus, if he went onto the next Smash Brothers game without any of those third-party characters, I think a lot of people would be upset. So I think it makes sense porting Smash Brothers to the NX. Maybe not necessarily as a launch title. I think we need some new games for a launch title, but I'll get into that in a sec. As for Zelda, again, totally makes sense. Um, you know, we've waited a long time for it, and it is still coming out on Wii U. That is like Nintendo has even said that in their investor meeting. Um, but I think coming to the NX makes a lot of sense. It is a game that hasn't been released yet, and with the NX presumably being more powerful than the Wii U, the people probably want to play the superior version of the game. So that makes a lot of sense that it would come to the NX. Although it would still come to the Wii U because Nintendo cannot piss off Wii U owners any more than they already have. Now, Mario Maker and Splatoon. Now, these are a little different because while it does make sense to port them to the NX in the sense that they're big popular games, um, it also so Emily Rogers has said that there's less of a chance of them getting ported to the NX. And the reason I think this is because I think that there's probably some hardware problems or some control problems. These games both make heavy use of the Wii U's gamepad with the screen and whatnot. And I personally think that the NX is going to be a very traditional console. I think it's going to be a standard controller. I think it's going to be as powerful, if not more powerful, than the PS4 and the NX. Now, I know there's been, or PS4 and the Xbox. I know there's been some rumors saying, like, there's been rumors floating all over the place about specs for the hardware. Personally, I don't really want to believe any of those rumors because some are saying it's less powerful, some say it's way more powerful, some say it'll be on par. It's just crazy. So, but I personally think that it makes the most sense to be about as powerful as the PS4 and the Xbox One, just so that um, just so that developers like third parties are able to easily port their games over to the NX without a lot of loss of features, if you will. I think the NX is a perfect spot for Final Fantasy VII Remake. I also think that getting back to the whole not losing features thing, what was it? It was like Batman Arkham City or something like that. I don't really follow the Batman series, but that one got ported to Wii U, and I guess it like really sucked. Like again, I don't follow it, but I think there was like they cut like the multiplayer mode or something, or like the online or whatever. I don't know. So I think Nintendo really does need to realize how important their third party games are, or their third party supporters are, so that they can have more in their library on their next console, because the Wii U's library was not good. It pretty much only catered to hardcore Nintendo fans who were basically getting the Nintendo games, like myself. And I think the Wii U has some great games on it. It's just not a great console on a general consumer standpoint. So, getting back to the whole rumors thing with Emily Rogers, I went off on a little bit of a tangent there. Um, Emily Rogers is also still behind the fact that we are getting Mother 3 this year. This makes a lot of sense. Again, this is still a rumor. None of this is confirmed by Nintendo, but this is a rumor. Well, except for the fact that Zelda's being cross-released. That's been confirmed. And Paper Mario. But Mother 3, I think it makes a lot of sense. You know, we've had Earthbound over here for a long time, and there's been a cult following behind that game for pretty much since NES was in Smash Brothers, when people found out, oh, Earthbound is a game. Um, so there's been a big cult following behind Earthbound. I like the game myself. I'm not a diehard fan about it, but I do see where people like it, and I enjoyed it myself. We got Earthbound Beginnings last year at E3, which is of course the original Mother game ported or translated rather for English audiences. I think this year is the year. We even got tease of it in E3 2014 in the digital event when the Robot Chicken skit was going on with the press member saying like, "Where's Mother 3, Reggie?" or something like that. So they've been teasing it for a while, and Lucas has been brought back into Smash Brothers upon popular demand. I say this every year, but I think this is the year for Mother 3. There's just so much driving it. it. It's just so little effort for Nintendo. Like they don't have to make a new game. Yeah, there is a lot of text to translate, but that's all they have to do is translate the text. So I think we're gonna get a Mother 3 announcement at E3, but my E3 predictions will be for another video closer to E3. Um, Another rumor that Emily Rogers has said is that Retro Studios project will be coming to the NX in 2017, and that it is not Donkey Kong and it is not Metroid. Now, I'm going to sound a little selfish here because I really want another 3D Metroid game. I love the Metroid series, but if that's not the case, then I think I would be totally fine with a new IP. I really want to see what Retro can do. They have definitely shown that they are amazing at making games. They're almost like the replacement for Rare. If you were comparing this to the Nintendo in the 90s, they're almost like Rare's replacement. So it like in terms of how good of a company they are. So I think that this is again, Emily. Anything coming from Emily Rogers, I totally believe. I totally think she's credible. Don't know who she is, and I don't know how Nintendo people keep talking to her and she keeps giving out information, but whatever, is what it is. So, just want to fix my notes up a little here. So, I think the NX, like I said, it's going to be a traditional console like the GameCube. I pretty much already talked about that. But I don't think the controller for it is going to have a screen like the Wii U. Now, the reason I say that is because I think it has to be as traditional of a console as possible if they want to attract those third parties and if they want to attract the general market. While the Wii wasn't a traditional console, it was a very gimmicky console. It was also very casual oriented, and that's where they got a lot of their sales. And putting any game on that console, it was going to make money pretty much no matter what. But I think we're kind of past that. That was like 10 years ago now, which is crazy. But I think they really do need to focus on a very traditional console. And with the controller, yes, I know Zelda Wii U is coming to the NX, and yes, I know there's gyro controls. I think the controller could actually still support gyro functionality. I think that feature has been used pretty well on the Wii U. You know, with Splatoon, with as much as you want to complain about it, I think Star Fox Zero has amazing controls. Once you get used to them, I think the gyro controls are perfect for the game. Wind Waker HD used the gyro controls really well with the hook shot and the arrows. So I think the gyro functionality is something they should hold on to with the controller, but just have it focus on the screen. So like on the TV screen. Now, I, when we saw the gyro functionality in Zelda Wii U with the aiming of the arrows on the gamepad, that was in 2014. A lot of things could have changed from then. Maybe it's not even that big of a deal if that's a feature that's not featured in the NX version, if you can use the gamepad to aim and whatnot. Because if you look at Twilight Princess, that game plays completely differently than the GameCube version. With you have the motion controls on the Wii, but the GameCube version has just a standard button layout. It's like the Wind Waker's controls, and they both worked fine. So I don't think it's a problem if they're gonna be getting rid of the motion controls there. So, but I do think that the NX really does need to have a strong launch. I mean, that's obvious. And Emily Rogers has even said that the first 12 months of the NX is going to be what the first 12 months of the Wii U should have been. So, meaning there's going to be a lot of good first party games. She's even said that there's a lot of Wii U titles that have been moved over to the NX to make them better for the NX and to make sure that the NX actually has games in that first year. And Kimishima has even said that too, that there's going to be a really strong launch lineup and they're going to be able and they really want to be able to put games like after launch. Like they want to be able to consistently put out good games after launch. So I am very confident in that, in what Emily is saying and what Kimishima is saying. If, to talk about what they should have at launch, I think there's three big things that they need to have for games at launch. Of course, they're going to have Zelda NX. We already know that. Um, I think we need a new 3D Mario game. It's what people have been wanting forever. And while I did like Mario 3D World, it's not the same thing as Mario Galaxy or Mario 64. We need a big Mario adventure in total HD, 3D. Let's do it. I think that's going to really be a big system seller. Everyone wants to play Mario. Even though the 3D Mario's don't sell as well as the 2D Mario's, which is crazy to me. Um, it's what the fans have been wanting for a long time. So I think from that it will sell very well. The third game that they need is something to cater to casual audiences. So, like in the same way that Wii Sports did. Now, I'm not saying a game like Wii Sports because, like I said, I think it's going to be a traditional controller, traditional console, but they do need that kind of casual game. Don't really know what to think on that, but don't really know what kind of ideas to give on that.